These freshly caught snapper will be feeding a family tonight. These fish will not. In every net of snapper, some are undersized and legally have to be returned to the sea. But just how many? Commercial fishers had been accused of returning up to half of every catch.
You put 10 kilos of undersized or 20 kilos of undersized fish returned to the sea floating around, and an amateur fisherman comes along and sees that, and next minute you've got, large dumping of snapper in the Hauraki Gulf. And it's not.
Fishers like Mark Pawley are determined to tackle the myths head on, and now he has the tools to do so. New data, just released by the Ministry for Primary Industries, reveals the actual proportion of undersized snapper being caught in the main snapper fishing area. The fishery, spanning Northland to the Bay of Plenty's east coast, was monitored for 12 months, using written records, cameras and human observers. The data shows the average undersized catch per tonne of fish landed is just 3.3%.
We need to operate from a base of fact. Put the emotion aside, put the propaganda aside. So this 3.3% from the MPI study done by observers on the sea is a great result, because it actually blows a lot of those myths apart.
This is what that 3.3% looks like. These are the fish bins most vessels use to store their catch. The undersized snapper catch is represented by just 1 in 30 of these. Bosses from the big companies which fish the so-called Snapper 1 area say they're delighted with the result.
It means that we can engage in good fact-based conversations with all stakeholders, whether it be government or recreational fishers or iwi as customary fishers. We now have the data to actually talk constructively about what's actually going on the water.
But they say they're not taking anything for granted.
That doesn't necessarily mean that we can now rest on our laurels and forget about that part of our impact. No, not at all.
That's a good number, but we know we can do better than that. And we're investing a lot of money, millions of dollars in new technology, smart Kiwi technology like the precision seafood harvesting.
This is the technology they're talking about. The Precision Seafood Harvesting System. It's being developed here with money from AFL, Sanford and one other commercial partner, Sealord, as well as government funds. It aims to improve the survival of small fish by either filtering them out underwater or ensuring they're in fantastic condition and fully viable to be released alive from the vessel. The science is one challenge, but uniting a divided fishing sector is quite another.
It concerns me that there's so much discussion here in New Zealand about the commercial sector not doing the right thing. There's a bad vibe about what commercial does here, and it's very much driven by a tension that exists between the recreational sector and the commercial sector, which I believe is completely unnecessary.
The commercial fishers say they're doing their bit to monitor their impact, and they want to work with recreational fishers to help them do the same thing.
We'd like to see other sectors also gather that kind of robust information so that we can engage about how we're going to jointly manage this fishery and what actions can we take together to continue to have the fishery improve and remain as a sustainable fishery.
So, message to amateur fishermen, I enjoy catching fish as well. We've got more invested in our livelihoods and the well-beings of our families into a healthy fishing industry than an amateur fisherman. So we're not about to go out there and rape and pillage and destroy the very thing that we require to feed our families.
What these companies want the public to know is that if all families are going to continue to enjoy New Zealand seafood, then not only the fishery, but also the responsibility has to be shared. They're challenging recreational fishers to match their commitment to monitoring undersized catch and returns to the sea, so that all the myths around snapper fishing can finally be busted.